Hello, SquirrelTribe. So tomorrow the DNC kicks off in Chicago, and the first thing we're going to get to see is Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, passing the torch to Kamala Harris. The flickering, almost dead, out of juice, no gasoline left in it, crappy little torch from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris. Now, when I read this, that's what's going to happen, that Joe Biden and Jill Biden are going to have this speech, whatever, prepared, and they're going to pass the torch off to Kamala, that to me sounds like you don't pass the torch until you're done. I don't know if Broski knows that this week is not the end of his presidency. November 5th is not the end of his presidency. The end of his presidency isn't until Kamala Harris, if that's who wins, is sworn in. Donald Trump, if that's who wins, is sworn in January. It is not now. So the passing of the torch is a really dumb phrase unless for some reason at the same time at the DNC that they, let Kamala get up there and talk, hopefully unscripted, because I really would love a comedy show the next couple of days. Unless this is his way of going, I'm out, I'm done. And then they give her the rest of the presidency. But you would have to invoke the 25th Amendment for that to happen. I don't think Joe Biden can just be like, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. Here you go, Kamala. Here's a torch. It's all yours. I'm pretty sure there's some legalities behind that and some paperwork that probably needs to be signed. But according to Axios, who, side note, I'm bringing you this information from Axios only because I have verified that it's the same information across numerous other sources, because Axios is now, I can't really trust much of mainstream media, but Axios for sure not, because they are known right now to be going through and changing previous things that they have written regarding Kamala Harris and the border czar and other different things about that, so that there is no record of that having happened, and numerous other things that they've gone through and changed. But I did double check to make sure all of this is correct before I brought it to you, because I refuse to bring you untruths, right? So according to this, the Democratic National Convention, we've talked about it previously, and starts in Chicago tomorrow. And convention organizers released night-by-night themes and speaker details on Sunday morning. That was this morning. One speaker who's not on the official agenda, but Axios has confirmed will take the stage on Tuesday, former First Lady Michelle Obama. Now, other news sites have said, yes, that she's going to be there. Other ones have said they haven't confirmed. So I'm doing this one with a grain of salt. But I fully believe that Michelle Obama will be there because Barack Obama will be there. And they generally go a lot of places together. So Monday, they're calling Monday For the People. And here's what you get. You get Biden and Dr. Jill Biden, so you get Joe and Jill to speak, along with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and a welcome from Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. Now, of course, this is all after the numerous abortions and vasectomies that the DNC is rolling out with Planned Parenthood before the whole thing starts. There's going to be a whole thing. You can sign up for it on your Google whatever if you guys want to go get a random abortion because you didn't plan ahead, or you want to get a vasectomy because why not do it at the DNC in Chicago of all places? But anyway, they're going to have Joe and Jill passing the torch to Kamala. Then you're going to have Hillary Clinton speaking. And according to what I have come across, my thoughts on there being another coup over the next couple of days, it might not happen. I was really gung-ho on the fact that hopefully the left has seen the error of some of their ways at least, and realized that putting Kamala Harris on the ticket is a horrid idea. But according to this, she is like the official nominee. It is her and Tim Walz, and there's no going back on it. So unless, again, they decide to just overthrow everything the next few days, Kamala Harris will be 100% certain the Democrat nominee on the ballot, and Tim Walz will be the VP on the Democrat ballot, and you have Donald Trump and J.D. Vance on the Republican ballot. But according to this, on Tuesday, their theme is a bold vision for America's future. What they meant to say was a stupid-ass vision for America's future, but I think it didn't fit right on their little stairway that they have leading into the DNC. They've got like this whole banner thing going, and stupid-ass probably didn't work, so they went with bold, fit better with the font and everything. This is when President Obama plus second gentleman Doug Emhoff with a welcome from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Now, Tuesday, in theory, is also when Michelle Obama will be showing up with Barack Obama to, whatever it is they're going to do. Wednesday, it is a fight for our freedoms. I'm sorry, I think they've confused themselves with the Republicans, with the right, because right now we're fighting tooth and nail for, freedoms. They're fighting for mental mental degradation, I guess. I don't know that what they are fighting for on the left, I would not consider a freedom. The freedom to let your child get like genital mutilation at 9 years old, to me, is not really a freedom. That's something that people should be behind bars for. But that's just me, you know, over here on the right. So what do we have? Wednesday, a fight for our freedoms. You're going to have Vice Presidential nominee Tim Walz delivering his acceptance speech, preceded by former President Clinton. Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Emerita, I don't remember what that stands for, what that means. I guess because she's no longer the speaker, it's like the previous version of a speaker, whatever. Nancy Pelosi is going to be there, and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, or Buttigieg, whatever. This is according to CNN. Now, for Nancy Pelosi to be there is very interesting to me after it came out that it is literally because of her that Joe Biden is no longer on the Democrat ticket. The coup was done by Pelosi. It was a Pelosi coup. And she made a phone call to him, and she basically said, screw our 30 or 50 years of friendship. I want you off the ballot. I want Kamala Harris on the ballot. You're gone. I'll write up this letter for you. I don't know if that part's true or not. I feel like she probably did it though. Write up this letter for you. Have Jill sign it and underline it, because you never underline your stuff, Joe. Never before. Let's start doing something different now. And then throw it up on X while you're incapacitated. Nobody's seen you for days, whatever else. It's fully believable, right? Right. So Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama get together, George Clooney also, because George Clooney was the whole one who started the whole, I'm not going to give you any more money unless you get Biden off this ballot, after he had done his whole charity thing in LA and brought out all the money and all the stars, then realized Biden was not really fully there anymore, and then changed his tune. And as soon as they got Biden out and got Kamala on, all the money started flowing in from the actors and the whatnots and the people who want to be able to continue on with their weird, deranged lifestyles. So having Nancy Pelosi up there, you obviously couldn't have her on the same day as Joe Biden, because, you know, little geriatric fisticuffs on stage, that would be interesting. It would definitely bring in some viewers, kind of like Celebrity Deathmatch over on MTV, like way back in the day. Biden versus Pelosi, I would have all the popcorn. I'd be sitting there glued to the TV. If I had to pee, we're just going to hold it until something bursts, because I would not leave that at all. Now, on Thursday, the 4-hour future is when Kamala Harris is supposed to come out and give her whole acceptance speech of the convention's nomination for president. So you have Tim Walz before her. She's going to be the last one. Same thing at RNC. Trump was last to come out after everybody else. Few major differences, though, just to point them out between the RNC and the DNC. The RNC did not need gates and walls and things put up. The RNC didn't have 100,000 protesters expected to show up. The RNC also didn't have a traveling abortion clinic associated with it. According to everything else that I've got here, look, let me show you this. The delegates will arrive on Monday ahead of Biden's speech. Digital signage in the United Center will say, this is where, listen, I just need you to be forewarned. You're going to laugh your ass off real quick. The digital signage signage at United Center will say, spread the faith. You know, there's a thing called hypocrisy, there's irony, and then there's flat out, are you effing kidding me? It kind of goes along with the ease of hypocrisy, irony, are you effing kidding me? Spread the faith. Spread the faith. Spread the faith. I don't know how many of you think that the majority of the left are faithful people, are people of faith, are churchgoers, are look, not often do I get tongue-tied and at a loss for words, but we already know Kamala is trying to steal every single thing that Donald Trump has been standing for. You know, no tax on tips and trying to get the economy back to where it should be before Biden and Harris took over and fucked it all up. And, trying to get families back together and, faith and things like that. And now you have her with spread the faith. Ma'am, where in the entire Bible or any religious literature And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I might have missed something. I might have missed something. Does it say, if you love your children, let them think that God made them wrong and mutilate themselves? I missed that part. I don't know what it's in. Maybe it's somewhere in the Bible. I don't remember seeing it. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. But spread the faith feels real hypocritical for the left, just putting it out there for everybody. But these are the stairs they'll be walking up. History is in your hands. Let's win this. It is the wrong side of history to be on, people, just so you all fully understand. It says thousands of Democrats will hone in on their party's 2024 election agenda at the Democratic National Convention starting Monday in Chicago. This is what I thought was really interesting, because if you're just glancing over things like this, you may have missed this little tidbit right here I'm about to read to you that speaks volumes to me, that even the people writing this understand what is at jeopardy here. Let me tell you what this says. The little title says, Why It Matters, okay? The Democratic presidential ticket is already locked in, which we've already discussed. Now, the party will be expected to provide a clearer platform in what's typically a TV-friendly, positive display of unity and energy. Let me just one more time. What is typically a TV-friendly, positive display of unity and energy. Please understand, nothing I have seen at any of the parades and the just circus shit shows that the left has pulled out has it seemed TV friendly to me, or a positive display of unity and energy. Naked men in their underwear twerking in the middle of the street in front of preteens does not scream TV friendly, family friendly, spread the faith, unity and energy. None of that do I get from that. From the gay pride parades that somehow got taken over by fetish and disgusting people who had a kiddie pool where you could go get pissed on. TV friendly? Probably not. Sam Brinton and his dress and his mustache and his red lipstick and his heels with his little guys with their little doggy faces and collars and leashes on? TV family friendly? Probably not. They are telling you right here, even the left knows that the left is not TV friendly. They're not family friendly. They're not about unity and energy. And yet, here we have a good portion of this country thinking that that is exactly who should be in charge and who we should all emulate and who we all should be, is more like the left. Bro, I would literally rather drown. Like, there's nothing good about what is happening. There's a little bit here. I was going to talk to you guys about so much stuff. We're already 13 minutes in and I do not want to keep you all day long. I promise I don't want to. There was something I wanted to read you here. Where is it? Hold on. Okay. Harris and Walz are already the nominees. What does that mean? It says flashback. Harris became the nominee during a virtual roll call in early August after a party immediately coalesced around her following the Biden's withdrawal and the announcement of her candidacy. Again, not because there was some preliminary, not because she was voted in, but because she was the option that they gave the delegates after they pushed Biden out. It was literally it's this or nothing, and nothing's not an option. So it's this. They had to go along with it. So she is now the presidential ballot for the Democrats based off of absolutely nothing, right? It says here that while delegates will still host a ceremonial roll call at the convention, the event will largely focus on touting Harris as a candidate, because they don't have to do the letting you know who the Democrat nominee is. There was no debate ahead of time. There's no preliminary whatever, no primary, no nothing. So we all know exactly who it's going to be. It says delegates had previously been likely to proceed with a virtual roll call to nominate Biden early, controversial, especially after his debate against former President Trump, with the intent to use the actual event to talk him up as the candidate. But now they're trying to talk up Harris as the candidate. And the fact that there are no actual positive things that you can show about her says a lot. Now, we're going to keep going. I wasn't going to make this video long, but there's so much more I want to tell you guys. So we're going to go down here to this other little thing that I've got. And thank you, SquirrelTribe, for staying here and being part of this always. I appreciate you immensely. I love you. I thank you for letting me have these conversations with you, because these are extremely important conversations to have. Now, so Kamala Harris and Tim Walz had a sit down. They're calling this, the left is calling this interview like her first official whatever. And it was the most cringiest, awkward, scripted shit I've ever seen. But I want you to see this. If I can get the volume up, and let's see if I can get this to play. Wait, stop. Okay, listen. Wait. Please hold. It's gonna.
You were coaching a high school football team that was winless.
Yes.
And you came in, and so they were clearly the underdogs. And what happened?
Yeah, it's a team, and I had great coaches with me, and we were friends, and we buckled down. And look, I was a fairly big school, but nobody wanted to play because they hadn't won. And this group of coaches said, first and foremost, we gotta build.
So here's the thing. He says, I had a great group of coaches with me, which would give you the illusion that Tim Walz was the head coach, right? Like, that's what you get from that. Tim Walz is the head coach. Stop with the volume. So Tim Walz pretends he was head coach of this state championship football team. He couldn't be an official coach, though, because of his criminal record. He was an unpaid assistant coach at this school. I wanted to put that out there for you, just so you know. He words it. He never says he's a head coach, but the lack of clarification gives you the thought that he is going as a head coach. I had a great group of coaches with me. Not I was working for a great group of coaches. I was with a great group of coaches. I had a great group of coaches with me. That makes it sound like he is giving himself that top honor, like he's already done stolen valor. Hint, hint. Y'all remember that one. But that's very interesting. But the conversation between him and Kamala was absolutely. I can't play the whole thing because they'll copyright the crap out of it and take my whole video down because YouTube sucks balls now. But the whole conversation between the two of them, talking about like what kind of hot sauce or what kind of food you should make or cook or how you make this or whatever, and then sitting across from each other, acting like they are just now meeting and having this conversation. Bro, y'all been on the campaign trail together forever, for like the last week. Why are you making it seem like you just met and you're having this get to know you conversation? Cringy beyond all belief. Now, let's see. I wanted to show you this. So Donald Trump had his rally in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry about that. He had tens of thousands at his rally. There were still thousands more supporters outside. I want you to see this. There was no twerking, no rappers. There was nothing there that, look how many people are there. And when they do the whole pan behind, you can see there are tons of people there. There's nothing AI here. These are legit people that are there for President Trump, waiting for him to come out. And there's not a half-naked woman twerking. There's not a rapper. There's no being paid to be there. There's no concert going on, which is why he's, doing well. This is legit Donald Trump support in Pennsylvania itself, which is interesting because Pennsylvania is predominantly blue, if I remember correctly, Josh Shapiro. Pennsylvania is predominantly blue. And so to have that many, Trump supporters, MAGA supporters, Make America Great Again, to have that many people there says a lot to me. It also says that the numbers we're hearing where they're talking about how Kamala Harris is wiping the floor with Donald Trump, we know that's bullshit. We know that it is tweaked and it's lied about. It's a gimmick to get people to believe that voting for Trump is voting for the losing person. Might as well throw your name in with the winning horse, right? A horse, Tim Walz. No, anyway. And that's just not true. Now, this other thing that I have here, I wanted you to see this. Okay, please hold. I need to make this work. This is a video that CBS deleted the entire thing from their website, and I want you to see this. Wait, stop. Okay, let's try this. See if this will work.
And then, I want to thank you not only for being here, I want to thank you for running for president.
So, look, this is an old video. Stephen Colbert and his audience cheered for Donald Trump to be president. This was forever ago. Wait, hold on. Wait. He says,
everybody loves it. There's no other way to say it. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump.
can't do too much because, again, they will copyright the crap out of it. Even though they've taken it off their site, they'll still do it because that's how the left works. But we've talked about it before, The View, when Barbara Walters was on The View, they had Donald Trump on the show, and Whoopi Goldberg was kissing his ass left and right. This cheek, that cheek. She'd go right down the middle if she could have. She was kissing his butt. Barbara Walters was doing her thing. Joy Behar was on there kissing his butt. And then the other blonde chick, and I can't remember her name, and somebody else. They loved Donald Trump. And then suddenly, now everybody hates him and he's the worst thing in the history of whatever, and it doesn't make sense, except for maybe it's just the exchange of money amongst whoever owns the broadcast stations. Now they want to put their money behind the left because the left will let them get away with all kinds of just debauchery in TV shows, movies, and these talk shows and everything else. So of course they want to push the area that's going to let them have no morals, let them just be extremely lenient with crudeness and immorality and the destruction of basically America. At the end of the day, the destruction of everything good and clean and moral with our country and with families in general. That's what they're pushing. So these videos where now you can't find the one of Stephen Colbert, you know, shaking Donald Trump's hand and talking about how great he is and how he's glad he's running for president. You can't find it because they realize that doesn't paint the picture that they need painted right now. So they're going through and they're scrubbing it. They're erasing things. They're changing the past in hopes of helping you make an incorrect decision for the future is what it all comes down to. Let's see, what is this one? I have so much stuff here that I don't even remember what half this is now. Oh yeah, look.
Like mayonnaise and tuna. What are you doing?
Pretty much ground beef and cheese.
What is
this? But look, so the Officer Tatum had a video up. It says they finally had an interview and it was a disaster. I did not cover the thing, so I'm going to put a link to Officer Tatum's at the end of this. You guys should go watch it because he's got the whole shebang there. And I watched him and he said a lot of the same things I would have said. So you're going to get basically the same thought process between the two of us. But about 7 minutes in, let's see if I can find it. I don't know exactly where it is. Man, hold on. I don't know if Officer Tatum would do copyrights or not. I haven't thought about that. That was a very unattractive face, by the way.
Your dad.
Okay, so she said, listen. Again, they're having a conversation like they've never met each other, and it's supposed to make you feel it's supposed to make them feel endearing, or you're endeared to them. I don't know the correct terminology for that, but you're supposed to listen to it and be like, oh, look, they're just regular old Americans and we love them and they're down to earth and whatever else. And this shit is still scripted, no matter how you look at it. But throughout this thing, Kamala Harris keeps using the word joy. The joy that, you know, she has on this campaign trail, the joy that she has with speaking to people, the joy she's had as a vice president, the joy she'll have as a president of the United States. And I just want to show you this picture here because this says a lot. Right now, I didn't know what a psyop was. Like, that's a word that's being thrown around a lot. When they're talking about Kamala Harris, they're using the word joy with her every chance they possibly get in headlines. This one here, Harris, Walz, and Democrats' joyful campaign. Kamala Harris needs to knock Trump in her DNC speech without popping the joy balloon. Why Kamala Harris's new politics of joy is the best way to fight fascism. Harris used to worry about laughing. Now joy is fueling her campaign. They keep using the word joy to offset the fact that she's a cackling hyena who laughs at the most inappropriate moments because she has nothing better to say, who's constantly laughing because she's drunk, she's tipsy. You have people coming out right now saying that the people who were on the airplane with her and other things, they're coming out saying that she's had a drinking problem for a very long time. This is also why she does not speak to reporters when she gets off the plane. This is why she's not allowed to have these interviews, why they have to keep her under lock and key before a rally, and why she has to read from a teleprompter. And we saw just day before yesterday here on the channel when she was with Joe Biden in Raleigh, North Carolina. Bitch was tipsy. She was knocking him back before she got out there. It was clear. Words were slurred, the laugh, the delay in speech, the everything. Is if you have ever been drunk in your life or seen somebody drunk, it was very obvious. And enough people jumped in the comment section who have said, I wasn't, not me, them, that they were an alcoholic or they had family members who were alcoholics. And it was exactly like what they used to see with them or themselves is what they're seeing with Kamala Harris. The media does not want you to know that she is a lush. The media does not want you to know that there is a drinking problem. So instead they say, well, you know, she's busy and she can't do these interviews and whatever else, which is bullshit. But then they try to make you think that joy is why she's laughing and always ha 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 ha. No, bitch is drunk. That's why. It's not joy, it's drunkenness. Like, they're trying to paint this picture for not just the left, or not just the right, not just the USA, but for the world. They're trying to paint this picture that Kamala Harris is a joyful woman who, you know, has great thoughts and plans for policies, even though she's had 3.5 years to implement something that would help everything, and she's done absolutely nothing. She instead steals Donald Trump's policies. She drinks when she shouldn't be drinking. She has a teleprompter in Raleigh, North Carolina, where she basically reads off telling everybody how bad she effed up the country the last 3.5 years. But yeah, you should totally let the same person who effed it up turn around and fix it. That makes perfect sense, right? I just need people to understand that. I know y'all know, but you got to talk to your friends and stuff and remind them that she is not the next best thing. Not in the least at all. There are problems with her. Look, there's so many more things. I'm not going to do it. We're going to do the rest of these later. We'd be here forever. I have so much. Squirrel Tribe, I love y'all immensely. I appreciate you for letting me just kind of, you know, word vomit, because I get going and it's hard to quit when it comes to stuff like this, because I am very passionate about this. If you've been on this channel for a long time, then you know it was not politics before. Although everything we have talked about goes back to the politics behind it all. We talked about food shortages. We talked about preparing for what was happening in 2020 through 2023. We've talked about the train derailments. We've talked about processing plants that have gone up in flames. We've talked about businesses that are having to close. We've talked about personal money issues because of people being laid off and everything else, and the cost of everything. And through all of that, fully passionate about everything we've ever talked about. But this right here is a different kind of passion for me, because it's very eye-opening to how far people will go to try to convince you that wrong is right. You know, and I mean, I've seen it over the last couple of years with businesses closing down, with the food issues in our food industry and food insecurity, and with COVID itself and everything they did to us then and tried to make us believe. But right now, with what the left is doing, it is eye-opening, mind-boggling, earth-shattering kind of stuff, in my opinion. And I am very grateful that you guys are letting me talk politics with you when I'm not a politician. I'm not a journalist. I am not somebody who has a degree in any of this stuff. I'm just a chick with a camera and a microphone, like I say, who sees these things and has an opinion on them, and loves the fact that you guys allow me to have these conversations, because doing this by myself in my head would drive me absolutely crazy. I'm not going to lie. Your comments that come back, having these conversations in the comment section, mean everything to me, because it feels like you guys are helping me open my mind and my eyes even more besides what I'm seeing. And I feel like we're having the same impact with a lot of y'all out there, between myself, my husband, and other people in the comments. I feel like as a group, we are learning the difference between what our government says and what our government does, what these politicians say they want for us and what they actually want for themselves, because they always take the final precedence over us, because profit over people, it goes through absolutely everything. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys immensely, just so you know, and I love you just as much. And I will be back either later today or tomorrow with more. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight. I'm so excited for the DNC, not because it's going to be good, but because I guess it makes me an asshole, because I can't wait to be tomorrow like, told you, freaking told you so. And it makes me an ass, I guess. But I am very interested in what's going to happen the next 3 days. And I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful that even people on the left are going to see the debauchery and the decline of everything in the next couple of days in Chicago and go, ooh, yeah, that's not what I want to sign up for. We're going over to the other side. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hopeful that people will wake up over the next 3 days, and hopefully we can help them with the information that we bring out here. So, Squirrel Tribe, again, I love y'all, and I'll see you again later. Bye.